Simply put, if someone breaks into your store, right, and takes a broom off, you have a hardware store, takes a broom off the shelf and starts beating you with your own broom and won't leave and does it for 4 months, what are you going to do?
What?
Freeze on that. I'm sorry. Let's freeze on this frame right here. That kind of symbolizes my brain right now. I swear to God, man. Today was going to be my free day. All right? I thought I was going to play some Ready or Not, some new games. I don't know. Try something out. And man, they decided that going to Tim Pool is a good idea. You know, the guy who actually criticizes others for a living. And with these L and L, right? Let's stop calling them F and F, right? Let's just call them L and L. Let's call it what it is, right? At this point, these guys are not fresh anymore. There's nothing fresh about them. It's all L's at this point. So let's just see what the Broom Queens have for us. You'll get that in a bit.
Think about this. Today's topic. Think about this. Today's topic.
They start so good.
A lot of people who are super chatting, they're asking vaguely about something that you guys are accused of doing that I don't know anything about, and they're super chatting as if I would know what it is. But I can ask you just this simple one. Adam Griffin says, "Can you ask why these clowns tried to take down Aaaand and Preach with fake DMCA strikes?"
What? You want to go into it?
Awkward.
So basically, we have a lot of people that talk about us on the internet, and some of it is slander, some of it is defamation, and using our content in their videos. And we're like, okay, cool. We've waited out for a while for you to stop. You're still doing it. So, you know what? Cool. Now we're going to take legal action against you because obviously you're attacking our character and our integrity. So at that point, hey, it's all fair game.
Yeah, I mean...
No, that's not how it fucking worked. I mean, I think I've already addressed this plenty of times in previous videos, streams, whatever, right? It's not fair game. Your Honor, he punched me. I killed his family. I thought it was only fair. That's not how it worked. Listen, and this is just them admitting, even though they already done plenty of times, it's not like a shocker. But yeah, this is just an admission that, yeah, we basically misused the fucking copyright system. Because it's in the name. Copyright system has nothing to do with anti-slander or slander protection system, right? That's not how it's called. That's just because something happens to you, you just can't respond in any way you want, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, we gotta allow that shit. That's not gonna happen. People are talking shit about you. You would take this to court if it was actually that serious, or if you thought you could win. And some people, like I said, I already expressed this, that most likely there are channels that slandered and deserved copyrights, not because of the slander, but they did in fact misuse their videos. It wasn't covered by fair use. Some did slander. Maybe they could win in court with those, but I mean, Aaaand Preach, that's what was asked here, right? Aaaand Preach, you don't have shit. You don't have shit.
Simply put, if someone breaks into your store, right, and takes a broom off, you have a hardware store, takes a broom off the shelf and starts beating you with your own broom and won't leave and does it for 4 months, what are you going to do?
What?
Freeze on that. I'm sorry. Let's freeze on this frame right here. That kind of symbolizes my brain right now, right? My brain has officially... they're going to bring an actual correction to this analogy, but let me bring... one that actually represents the situation a little bit better. All right, these guys decided let's not use brooms, but something that has the shape of a broom. You know those things that, hey yo, what the fuck? You know, when you clog your toilet. These guys decided to fucking place that shit on the floor, obviously stick up, and they were like very close to it, and like dangerously close to that stick that is in the upright position, and someone slightly touched them right into the right direction, and these guys decided to fucking drop everything, right? No more leg strength, nothing, and drop that ass on that fucking stick. That's what happened. That was self-sabotage. In every process, in every fucking step of this whole situation with Aaaand Preach and every other channels, right? They are the ones who placed that fucking broomstick and somehow fuck themselves, quite literally in this analogy. It is ridiculous. That's not what happened. People didn't start... You did this to yourself. All people said was like, hey, you know what? You're talking about being this, but look at this. In my opinion, I don't think you are what you say you are. You decided to respond with copyright system, well, first and foremost, we started assaulting people, right? People that were not even involved in the situation, as we know with a certain person's wife, right? You challenge people to box you and then backed out. Like, you created this whole situation from the fucking start. Well, I was gonna say to the end, but it's not still the end, I guess.
Let me.
What happened is that you have a store that you sell brooms, and we told you that broom is garbage. That's what we did. We left a Google review. That's what we did. We left a Google review saying, your broom asked me for a fight. Now that broom don't want to fight. And that broom doesn't pick up dust. That's what we did. That's what we did. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that we did. That's what happened. Okay? So we left the Google review.
As the profile pic. There you go.
Well, you can't file a DMCA over it.
Apparently not. You can't.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Like, this is the first instance where you realize, like, Tim Pool is outside of this situation and he already knows, like, come on. He doesn't have let's say, a dog in the fight, right? He doesn't know Aaaand preach. He invited this guest. It would be in his best interest to actually appease, let's say like that, the guest. He's not doing that shit, right? The first thing that comes out of this man's mouth, because it's obvious, he's a YouTuber, he knows this better than anyone, especially considering his genre, right? He knows that that's not how you use copyright system. It's not to prevent slander.
You just get it reversed or what?
Yeah, it's a long story.
No, it's not a fucking long story. I already talked about this in my stream, okay? I remember when he was all like, oh, we're not gonna get shut down, don't you worry, guys. People are saying 7 days. Well, 7 days have passed and you're still up, but Aaaand Preach are still up as well. It's pretty obvious what happened. You retracted, right? There's no way about it. And somehow these guys try to convince their dumbass fans or fanatics, whatever you want, stands, or right, that no, like, guys, you do something like as if we didn't read a fucking email.
A special mention. Yeah, we're also gonna get canceled off YouTube allegedly as well. So 7 days. 7 days. 7 days, bro. 7 days. Your day's coming, bro. Let me just address this real quick, guys. We're not going anywhere. There's no 7 days. There's none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Our we didn't get anything from YouTube, right? This might, oh, you've been notified. Like, no, bro. Our lawyers are already handled it.
Yeah. So they just get it reversed or what?
Yeah, it's a long story, but basically,
simple.
As if we didn't see the testimony of multiple people that we didn't even know they existed. We didn't even know they were involved with Fresh and Fit. Don't come with this bullshit that like it's a long story. It's not a long story. You retracted like a pussy, which again, it's pretty obvious. That's the only option that you had to do. But I'm not going to feel bad about you, and that's why I'm calling you guys a pussy, because that's a pussy move. To do this shit and all of a sudden, like, I'm going to retract. I mean, obviously, that's the only situation you would do that, like that. That's the only option. You're not going to lose your entire channel based on your stupid fucking move. But don't try to claim that, oh, guys, we are on top of the situation. We're on control. You're not on fucking control. People, I explained this in the stream, right? It's basic math. If 7 days pass through and Aaaand Preach are still up and these guys are still up, they chose option, let's retract this bullshit.
what are you gonna do?
Well, you can't file a DMCA over it.
Apparently not.
So funny, man. That is a good moment right there, man. Because he literally has nothing to gain, but he went right away. Like, he doesn't know the situation, but as soon as he heard the two basic premises of, oh, it was slander, but then you're talking about copyright strikes, and I'm sorry, that's not the same thing. That's you got to tell something. You got to add something to that story so that it can be about copyright.
If you want unbiased from someone that didn't know what happened, then there you go.
There you go.
That's like somebody hitting you with a broom, okay?
They're gonna drop it.
It's gonna take forever. That broom shit take forever.
So if I downloaded your video and then I started just playing clips while commenting on it.
I wonder who's doing that.
But this is where people are. So one of the questions about copyright infringement and fair use is, are you infringing on someone's market? And so
that's what I was gonna say, because fair use depends on different countries. It's different depending where you are. But a big thing on fair use, where it hurts your ability to get protected by fair use, is are you hurting that other person's ability to profit from their own product.
Do you see that shit? Now, obviously, I already know what's gonna happen next. That's why I'm creating this little segment right here before the fucking disaster. All right. He smelled blood in the water. He was like, "Oh, Team Pool is about to defend my side or something like that," right? And Tim is warning about the obvious, that there's limits to that fair use, and he's talking about like how if they start talking about the market, this goofy ass thinks that he's going to talk about the fact that if your let's say market or your income gets in some way hurt, that means that it falls out of fair use. Which, I don't know if you know how fucking Yelp works. If you eat at a restaurant and you leave a 1 star and multiple people leave a 1 star and you start losing money because of that shit, that's covered. That's not even about fair use. That's just fucking obvious. That's how the model works. That's what the whole idea of Yelp is for. So when you pull social criticism into the discussion, it's Yelp, right? Compared to Yelp, it's a review. People are saying like, "Oh, this guy is trash because of this." If you're, let's say your company or your business, whatever, gets hurt in process because of what those people said, well, as long as they're not lying or using your product that has a private use to basically make you look bad, that is still covered by the fair use. That's the whole idea of criticizing someone. And the whole idea of fair use, so that you're protected by mere criticism. So watch what happens next.
But this is specific. It basically means like if you're a photojournalist and you sell photos for a living, and then you post a sample on Twitter, and you say to license this photo, buy it here, and then people start posting it everywhere. Now you've got copyright infringement, because even though it's online, even though it's newsworthy, and even though people are commenting on it, they're infringing on your market because you directly sell this content, which means you said, license it from me. If you guys do a publicly available show and people post it and comment on it, you got no case. You can't DMCA it.
So you saw how he was all excited. "Oh, Team Pool's gonna give me an argument." No, it's actually against you, because let's check the fucking box, right? Let's check the list. Is it publicly available? Yes. Okay, fair use. And it's as simple as that. You're not selling this shit. We're not picking your fucking, let's say, I don't know, man. We're not using content that you created and that you're selling, ripping that shit off, not paying for it, and then, basically trashing your product. We're not doing that. They're not hurting your market because they decided to, or because they have the power to do so. It's because you gave them that power. If people are criticizing your shit and people go like, "Oh, you actually make a point," and you don't respond, you don't defend yourself properly, right? You don't say, "Oh, guys, this is why they're wrong for that criticism." Well, people are going to remain with their opinion unchanged. That means that you failed to convince people that the criticism is not fair, meaning that the criticism is fair. You're not losing money because these people decided to make a hit piece. You're losing money because you decided to create a situation that now you failed miserably at correcting. No one fucking decided to all of a sudden let's start attacking Fresh and Fit. Every fucking video that I made is in reaction of something that you did. Right now, it's obviously Team Pool. You went there, you thought like this is going to be a great fucking move for us. Ended up being the opposite. He's unbiased and he still gave you a fucking reality check.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where you are. I will just say this, just so we could put a bow on it, is we successfully removed a bunch of videos on that that were not protected by...
Main branch, you're going offset. Like, you go way fucking far. That's not what was being addressed. What's being addressed is your fake fucking strikes, which you did. Also, you keep it's based on where you... Like, no, it doesn't. Right? It doesn't matter which country you live in. When you do this shit over on YouTube, it's YouTube policy. You can't use their copyright system in a way that they don't allow you to. Legally, I guess, the court cases are for, slander, all that shit, sure. But whatever you're saying, it's based on where you are. Like, first and foremost, I'm pretty sure, Canadian? You're American. Pretty sure copyright system is still, the laws are pretty much the same. So what is this whole bullshit that you're talking about? I don't understand. It's not based on where you are. It's based on where you do it.
It is what it is. We don't have any animosity towards these guys. It's just like, hey, man, we don't attack anyone else. We don't make hit pieces on anyone.
Oh, not yeah, no, not attacking anyone.
Got a wild low right now that we're about to see. Oh, look at that. We got Fat Albert number 2.
Nah, these guys are pretty much saints, yeah.
It's just like at some point, so you got to defend yourself, right?
Word.
So
Sure, talk about it. Respond to those people. You first came with that fucking bullshit. We're not going to react because we don't want to give them attention to these, you know, these cloud chasers and whatnot. All right, cool, I respect that. But then you started hitting people with copyright strikes. People are saying way too far. Oh, I was just defending myself. How about you defend yourself in the same fucking coin? You literally admitted to being a bitch and being like, oh, we're gonna hit you where it hurts your pockets, which is completely irrelevant. Like I said in the previous video, that's like a woman all of a sudden using your dick size to win an argument. That just makes no fucking sense. And pretty much admitting defeat at that point. But this whole bullshit, like, just fucking stop.
Defend yourself. Then say what you gotta say about what's being said. Not the people, but what is said. Don't go around the back being like, we're gonna try the legal thing and then we're gonna try the legal thing and abuse of the system. That's not defending yourself. You're trying to shut people down and censor people. That's what you're trying to do. That's it.
Shout out to Tim. Tim, who didn't know the whole situation, was like, nah, that's fair use. That's fair use. Stupid. That's fair use. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He's trying to twist it.
Yeah.
He's really trying to twist it.
Yeah, shout out to Fresh. Shout out to Fresh to be like, so they was talking shit, and so we filed some DMCA strikes. Think about this. Think about this.
And that's Broom Queens for you, man. Fuck LNL, man. I think Broom Queens it has a better sound to it. Like, they just keep giving material, man. It's just that Broom shit, yeah. See, again, they didn't come up with this bullshit, right? It wasn't Evan Priest that decided to have this. It literally was given to them, like given to us. It's just the lack of awareness from these guys is hilarious. That's why we keep talking about this shit, and that's why you guys keep watching. Because, and that's the reason why I keep making this shit. This is, like, I'm completely fine with wasting a free day on this shit, because it's so goddamn funny. No matter what amount of Halo Infinite I would play, it would never replace this shit. It's just amusing as fuck. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I have to say about this. I hope you like the style of videos, alright? If you do, subscribe to it, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.